Greetings. I trust you're well. Merry Christmas. I have done this for a long time, so I'm not sure if I'm coming through or not. And I guess only time will tell. But I wanted to get on here. It's Christmas. It's Christmas evening. You're all in the hangover of a great day, I'm sure. And I got to share a few minutes with my kids up in Indiana as Jordan and Adeline opened presents via video. It's not the same as being there. I really miss them, but it was good. And last night we were with Micah and got to open gifts with Micah and have a Christmas Eve service at the City of Life. And it was awesome. My daughter sang, and I don't get to hear her sing very much, but man, it just blesses me. And had a blessed 2025. I trust you have too. I really appreciate everything that the Lord has done. It was 2025 was an interesting year, and came through a lot of things, different tests and trials and physical challenges, and broke my back midsummer, and I've been having some situations from that, and but I'm blessed, man. I'm been through all of my approvals. Next month we start going into Brevard County Jail, and I'm kind of going back to the beginnings of my life as a minister, going to those who are behind the wall, and I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, if you're getting this, put a comment in here. I don't even know where are the comments. They've changed this since I used it last. I don't even know where it's at. But anyway, I don't want to take too long on here. I haven't been on here. I've missed a lot of things that been a part of. I've watching young men step up and get in here, and it's a blessing, and I'm really encouraged at that, and I'm trying to find myself here. This is how bad I really do apologize. This is well, there's just no excuse for this. But then again, I'm not professional, and never really have claimed to be. but I wanted to get on here for a minute. I got a video I want to share with you, and this goes back to Christmas Eve 4 years ago. Some of you know this story. My daughter Cassandra and her husband Kyle were unsuccessful at having a child. My daughter has just always longed to be a mother, and we always knew she'd be the best mother ever, and truly she is. And but it was getting there, and it was such a it was just a time of where she went through so much what I call hope deferred syndrome. You know, when you decide we're going to go up for adoption, there's so many hurdles. There's so many horror stories of different ways that people are fraudulently dealt with. Some just struggles, and then finding a baby to adopt is it's full of challenges. We go back, and they went through a very long process, and then she went through a very dark time where it looked like, like most things, like after you put all the work in, you feel like, is this going to happen? And you go into this hope deferred. You know, the writer of Proverbs says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick." And this heart sickness is that, you know, you get your hopes up only to get deflated. And really, if there ever was a Christmas message, it's the message of Christ and hope. Because when Christ came, it was the birth of hope. The birth of Christ was the birth of hope. It was a very hopeless day, and there was just so much hopelessness in the heart of men, just like today. People who are outside of Christ are in such hope-deferred situations. I've talked to one person a while back, and I was encouraging them in the way of hope, and they said, "I just can't do it because I'm afraid if I get my hopes up, I'll just be disappointed." So in that line of thinking, you know, it's better to have no hope and go through that hopelessness than to get your hopes up and have them disappointed. And that's just the wrong way to go at this. It's the wrong that sense of hopelessness is what the enemy tries to do for every soul. Hope, when you're in a battle for hope, you know you're in a spiritual battle, because the enemy is trying to steal your hope. Because if you lose your hope, then you lose your faith, and if you lose your faith, then you lose everything. And so it's always a matter of a struggle for hope. And Christ came and was born as an infant, as a child, as a human child, although he was God in the flesh, Emmanuel, God with us. He was born into a dark, pretty hopeless situation, hopeless culture, hopeless society, and hopeless people who were in captivity to the Romans and under extreme oppression and the object of great abuse and slavery and everything else. And it all sounds very familiar. And then Christ came, and in that manger lay hope. And so I wanted to play this video because if I ever saw a message of hope deferred making the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life, it's this message. And my daughter videoed this, and I can't hardly watch it or even talk about it without getting all emotional. But anyway, I'm gonna share it with you. Just play the video. It is about 5 minutes long, and you know, and I hope you'll stay with me with it. And here we go. Oops, that's the wrong one. See, I'm trying. I'll probably get to the end of this. There we go. Here we go. Check this out. This is my daughter's adoption story.
So we are back at Bye Bye Baby. It is December 22nd. We found out a baby that was born on December 12th, and we decided to put in for being considered. And we haven't heard much, but today our home study provider contacted us and said that the mom, she's considering us. So that means we could have a baby potentially. So we need a few things.
Mary's saying, "He's helped his chosen servant Israel, keeping his promises to Abraham and his descendants forever." There's a promise you've been holding on to, and it's another year, another Christmas, another, I think that this season is kind of a marker. You think, wow, it's another Christmas, and I still don't have that thing I'm praying for. It's another Christmas, I'm still single. It's another Christmas, I still don't have a baby. That's our situation. I'm gonna get a little emotional, sorry, but God is so good. And he keeps his promises. And so I just want to encourage you, just hold on. Hold on to his promises. His promises are good. He fills the hungry. He lifts the lowly. And that's his word for us today.
Okay, so I'm going to take a moment and just do a little vlog because the emotions are running high and I want to make sure to document this process. I look rough because I just woke up, but we've had a pretty rough couple days. Not rough because anything's happened, but just rough because nothing's happened. We don't know anything. The last we knew, Tuesday. Monday, they received our profile and passed it along to a birth mom. And since then, nothing. Radio silence. So, yesterday at about 4:30, I emailed the home study provider and asked had she selected a family yet, and she said no. So we wait. And obviously my heart's with the birth mom, thinking about all she must be experiencing, how tough a decision that is. And I have no idea what the circumstances are behind her choice, but my heart goes out to her. And I think of the baby. And God, our heart's just torn, and it's Christmas Eve. So, yeah, that's where we're at, and just trying to, make peace with it. And I keep saying to the Lord, I just want to have a heart like Mary. Be it unto me according to your word. Whatever you say, God, let that be unto me. And so that's what I'm praying right now. But it is Christmas Eve, and there's this romantic notion that, we could be parents by Christmas, but it's looking like that's not going to happen. And so coming to terms with that and then living our normal lives in the middle of all of it is really hard. And there's moments, like every day, that I'm like, I don't think I can handle this emotionally, just because there's so many parties to think of and to be mindful of. And then waiting's never been my forte. So it's been a tough season, but also exciting, because we do know that delay is not denial. And so, every day we live, we're one day closer to being a mom and dad. So yeah, Merry Christmas. It's 12:07 on Christmas Eve. We're in the car. I tried all my makeup off. He looks great as always. But we're driving to Naples to pick up our daughter.
Well, are we here? Are we on? Oh, I disabled the camera. Well, that's part one of this, and the story goes on, and I just wanted to share. Obviously that morning they had to be there because it was Christmas Eve, and they told them, "Look, we're clearing out of here at like 3 o'clock." I think they told them, and Naples is a 3-hour drive, and without having much time to prepare, they jumped in the car with what little they'd already had, a car seat and so on, and they went and picked up Micah, brought Micah home on Christmas Eve. And we all cried. I was out in Vegas with my wife visiting my son and his family when all this coming. We were we were at our hotel having breakfast, and we were at the table. First, we were crying in tears because a dear friend of ours, Pastor Larry Raftery, had died of just passed away of COVID. You can tell by the mask and that this was all during the COVID thing, and we had just got word that Pastor Larry had passed away. Then we got the call from Cassie that the call came through and they were on their way to pick up Micah. And now we're crying, and people were over watching us. And I don't know, they probably thought we were about to, going through a breakup or something, but it didn't matter. But it was tears of great sorrow at the loss of a dear friend, tears of great joy over Micah becoming a part of our family. And I wanted to share this with you because this is, and if you could just share this, because maybe there's somebody that has given up hope. Maybe there's someone that, the tears they're crying are tears of hopelessness. They're tears of despair. They're tears of disappointment. And, the scripture says that weeping lasts for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. And that is the message of the gospel. Yes, there's tears. There's Jesus coming because of the heartache and the hurts and the disappointment of mankind. And in the light of that, he birthed hope. He birthed a reason to live. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. That good old Gaither song. Because he lives, all sorrow is gone. I think is how the words go. Because he lives, I have a future. I don't know. It's been a long time. That's an old song. But I just want to encourage you, that and wish you a very merry hope. A very Merry Christmas, because Christmas is the birth of hope. And maybe 2025 for you has been a tough year. It's been a tough year for a lot of people. It's been a challenging year. And I would love to get on here and say 2026 is going to be greater than ever. And, and that you're not going to have any trouble and you're going to get everything that you want and blah, 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 but I'm not going to tell you that, but I am going to tell you this, that no matter what 2026 brings, no matter what happens as we face the future, we serve the God of a living hope, and that don't cast away your hope. Don't lose hope, and because hope is what keeps you alive. So thank God for Jesus. Thank God for Micah. Thank God those are certain things that happen in your life. Your life is never, ever the same again. And my life, certainly my daughter and son-in-law's life have never been the same. It was just such a joy. When I look at Micah, I see hope. I see why and how that no matter what life throws your way, just keep going, keep fighting, keep believing, because hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. God bless you. Merry Christmas to all of you. Hope you have a blessed year and a blessed new year. And I just pray God's best for you. And just remember good old Pastor Mike, your hope dealer. That's what I am. I'm not a dope dealer. I'm a hope dealer. And I just want to say bless you and stay in hope.